In a quiet, sunlit corner of the city lived a magnificent white cat named Leo. With his broad chest and powerful muscles, he was the picture of strength, but his heart belonged entirely to one feline, Luna, his gentle, pearl-white partner. Their days were a soft melody of shared naps in sunbeams and quiet purrs. One afternoon, as golden light streamed through the window, Luna stirred with a soft cry of distress. A sudden, urgent need had come upon her. Leo, instantly alert, nudged her with his nose, his blue eyes wide with worry. He knew, with a certainty that thrummed through his entire body, that they needed help. As if answering his silent plea, a distant wail began to grow, a sound both strange and hopeful. The siren grew louder and louder until a vehicle of red and white pulled up outside. Flashing lights danced across the walls of their cozy room. This was an ambulance here for Luna. Leo watched as gentle hands carefully lifted her onto a soft blanket. He wouldn't be left behind, not for a second. As the ambulance doors closed, Leo sprang into action. He ran alongside the vehicle, his powerful legs eating up the pavement. The city became a blur of passing cars, humming traffic, and the rush of wind against his fur. His heart pounded in time with his paws, a frantic drumbeat of love and fear. He had to stay with her. He had to be her strength. The ambulance sped through the streets, a beacon of urgency in the afternoon bustle. Leo kept pace, his gaze fixed on the window where he could just make out Luna's silhouette. He dodged pedestrians, leapt over curbs, and navigated the urban maze with a singular focus. Every muscle in his body screamed, but the thought of Luna gave him a strength he didn't know he possessed. Finally, they arrived at a large, clean building, the animal hospital. Inside, the air was filled with a quiet tension. Leo stayed close as Luna was taken to a private, warm room. The minutes stretched into what felt like hours. He paced the hallway, his ears twitching at every sound, his entire being coiled with anticipation and prayer. He could hear Luna's soft, strained cries, and his heart ached for her. He pressed his face against the cool wood of the door, wishing he could absorb her pain. Then, through the hushed atmosphere, a new sound emerged. It was tiny, delicate, and utterly perfect. A soft, high-pitched mew, like a tiny bell ringing for the first time. The sound pierced through Leo's anxiety and filled him with an overwhelming wave of pure joy. He knew his family had grown. A nurse opened the door, her smile as warm as the morning sun. Leo padded inside, his steps soft and reverent. There, nestled against Luna's side, was the source of the tiny sound. A kitten so small and fragile, a perfect miniature of them both, covered in fluffy white fur. Its eyes were still sealed shut, and it let out another little mew as it snuggled closer to its mother. Luna looked up at Leo, her eyes tired but shining with a profound, radiant love. She purred, a deep, rumbling sound of contentment that filled the room. Leo approached slowly, his big, muscular frame seeming to shrink in the presence of this tiny miracle. He gently licked the top of the kitten's head, a gesture of welcome and infinite love. The little one squirmed and mewed again, a sound that was now the most beautiful music in the world. Leo looked from the tiny, sleeping kitten to his brave, beautiful Luna, and his heart felt like it would burst. All the fear, all the frantic running had led to this perfect moment. He was a father, they were a family. He settled down beside Luna, his strong body a protective wall around his precious partner and their new child, and joined her in a chorus of purrs. The journey home was a world away from the frantic race to the hospital. This time, all three of them were safely inside the ambulance. The city lights painted soft, colorful streaks on the windows as they drove through the evening streets. The engine hummed a gentle lullaby, and the faint sounds of traffic were a distant, soothing rhythm. Leo watched over his family with a vigilant but peaceful gaze. Luna was resting, her purr a constant, gentle vibration. And nestled between them, the tiny white kitten was starting to explore its new world. It let out a series of playful, curious mews, tiny sounds that echoed with the promise of a future filled with joy and adventure. As they pulled up to their home, the flashing lights now seemed like a celebration. They had left as two, their world filled with uncertainty. Now they were returning as three, their hearts full to the brim. Leo gently nudged his little one, who responded with another happy mew. This was the first night of the rest of their lives together. Their story had a new, beautiful beginning. Thank you for watching our story. If it warmed your heart, please like and subscribe for more tales of love and family. We'll see you next time.